Good morning, class 10. Let's continue with the same chapter, that is chapter number 6, electrolysis. In the previous video, we discussed about the electrolysis of acidified water. Now today, in this video, we'll discuss about the electrolysis of copper sulfate, aqueous copper sulfate. Okay, aqueous copper sulfate. Aqueous copper sulfate means the copper sulfate with little amount of water. Okay, still water. So today's topic is electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate. Aqueous copper sulfate. Aqueous copper sulfate. Now for this, let me draw the electrolytic cell. Okay. Now, electrolysis of copper sulfate in two different ways we need to learn here. The first one is using inert electrode like platinum, and the second one is using active electrode like copper. Active electrode like copper. Active electrode like copper. So let me connect with the battery. So here is cathode and this one is anode. Okay. Now see. So in this case, the electrolyte which is used will be aqueous copper sulfate. Okay, aqueous copper sulfate, and then the electrode which is used are inert electrode like platinum. Platinum which does not participate in the process of electrolysis. And then next, electrolytic dissociation. Electrolytic dissociation, now you need to understand here is that along with little amount of water, a traces of sulfuric acid is added to the copper sulfate. You can be also asked the reason why. Why little amount of sulfuric acid is added to the copper sulfate solution while conducting electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate. So that time you need to say that to increase is electrical conductivity. Now how the electrical conductivity get increased? As you add the sulfuric acid, then what happens is that the ions, the copper sulfate particularly, get dissociated easily to form the ions. So thereby its electrical conductivity increases. Number one. Number two is given in the book that it prevents the hydrolysis of copper sulfate. Okay. So two reasons you can give here. Now comes the electrolytic dissociation. Electrolytic dissociation. Electrolytic dissociation. Okay. Now this copper sulfate, when the electricity is passed through them, then it gets decomposed to form copper ion and sulfate ion. Okay, copper ion and sulfate ion. Then as water is also present, so water gets decomposed to form hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ion. As just now I told you that traces of sulfuric acid is added to it, so sulfuric acid also get decomposed to form two hydrogen ion and then a single sulfate ion. Okay, so in this way we can note down here that ions in the electrolyte. Ions in the electrolyte. Ions present in the electrolyte. Sometimes you may be asked how many different types of ions are present in the electrolyte. So what we can write? First let me write the cations. Cu2 plus, then again hydrogen ion, then anions are hydroxyl ion, and then sulfate ion. So 4 different types of ions are present in the electrolyte: copper ion, hydrogen ion, hydroxyl ion, and sulfate ion. Okay, so these 4 different ions are present in the electrolyte. Let me write copper ion, then again hydroxyl ion, sulfate ion, okay, and then hydrogen ion. Okay, hydrogen ion. Now, after these, we'll discuss about cathodic reaction and anodic reaction. Okay, cathodic reaction and anodic reaction. Cathodic reaction and anodic reaction. Now, cathodic reaction, that is at cathode what happens? Now, as the electric current is passed through the electrolyte, okay, what happens is that the ions starts moving towards the cathode. The cations moves towards the cathode and anions moves towards the anode. Okay. Now see, there are 2 different types of cations, copper ion and hydrogen ion. Both of them will get attracted towards the negatively charged electrode. Okay. But as copper ion occupies lower position in the electrochemical series as compared to this hydrogen ion, okay, so that is why copper ion will get discharged. Okay, hydrogen ion will not get discharged. Okay, so what happens is that this copper ion will receive 2 electrons and thereby forms copper atom. And these copper atom get deposited over the cathode. Okay, so copper starts getting deposited over the cathode. Now after that, now let us discuss about what happens at anode. Now see, at anode what happens is hydrogen ion and sulfate ion both runs towards the anode. Okay, and again hydroxyl ion and sulfate ion both runs towards the anode. As hydroxyl ion occupies lower position in the electrochemical series as compared to sulfate ion, so hydroxyl ion will get discharged. Okay, how it gets discharged? 4 hydroxyl ion will lose 4 electrons and thereby it forms 4 hydroxyl ion. Okay, and thereby 2 hydroxyl ion and 2 OH and 2 OH will combine and thereby it forms 2 H2O with the release of 1 molecule of oxygen. Okay, so what we observe here is that during the electrolysis of copper sulfate using inert electrode platinum, cathode, okay, cathodes get becomes what? Little bit pinkish, okay, pink or reddish brown in color due to the deposition of copper. Number 1 observation. So after that comes observation. So what we observe after the electrolysis of this copper sulfate solution, number 1 is the cathode becomes pink or reddish brown in color. Why? Due to the deposition of copper atom. Okay. So cathode becomes pink or reddish brown, okay, due to the deposition of copper atom. And then at anode what we see is that oxygen gas is evolved. Oxygen gas is evolved at anode. Okay. Now another important thing, the copper sulfate solution, the aqueous solution of copper sulfate is usually blue in color. Okay, whatever color, blue in color. Okay, this blue color is mainly due to the presence of copper ion. Now here what we observe is that copper ion is continuously being removed from the electrolyte because it gets discharged and deposited over the cathode. So the concentration of copper ion keeps on decreasing. Okay, as the concentration of copper ion keeps on decreasing, the blue color of copper sulfate solution fades away. Okay, and it usually happens when we use the electrode. What type of electrode? Inert electrode. Okay, so you may be asked from here, during the electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate solution using inert electrode, its blue color fades away. Give reason. So that time we will say during the electrolysis of copper sulfate solution using inert electrode, the concentration of copper ion in the copper sulfate solution decreases. Okay, so that is why its blue color fades away. So this can be also asked in the examination. Okay, so that's now the electrolysis of copper sulfate solution using inert electrode. Now next comes using active electrode. Okay, so electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate solution using active electrode. Active electrode, that is copper. Okay, we use copper. Okay, here both cathode and anode, they are made up of copper. Then what will happen? Okay, so the beginning part will be the same, that is electrolyte, aqueous copper sulfate solution. Then again next, after that comes the electrode, copper. Okay, copper is strip, copper metal, you can write. Then after that comes electrolytic dissociation. Same way it will dissociate, so 4 different types of ions will be present. Okay, then after that comes at cathode. At cathode, what will happen? The copper ion, there will be competition between which one? Hydrogen ion and copper ion, both will move towards the cathode, but copper ion will get discharged because it occupies lower position in the electrochemical series. So copper ion will receive 2 electrons and thereby copper atom is formed, which get deposited over the cathode. Due to this, the cathode becomes pink or reddish brown in color. Okay, this point you need to remember. Then again at anode. Now at anode, it's very interesting to know. See, this portion is different. Now what happens is that both hydroxyl ion and sulfate ion both run towards the or migrate towards the anode, but none of them will get discharged, because here the competition will be between copper atom present in the anode and hydroxyl ion and sulfate ion. So as compared to anions, as compared to the non-metallic ions, the metals usually have greater tendency to lose the electron. So that is why hydroxyl ion and sulfate ion will not get discharged. Okay, so here what happens? The copper atom. Now see, anode is taking part. Okay, in the process of electrolysis, the copper atom present in the anode, okay, which is made up of copper metal, okay, will lose 2 electrons. Okay, and thereby it forms copper ion. Okay, these copper ions get dissolved in the electrolyte. Now in this case, the blue color of copper sulfate solution does not fade away. Why? Because the number of copper ion which is removed due to the discharge of copper ion at cathode, the same number of copper ion will come from where? From the anode. So that is why the concentration of copper ion in the copper sulfate solution remains the same. So that is why blue color of the copper sulfate solution does not fade away. Okay, so these things you need to remember. And the next important thing is that spectator ions. Spectator ions. This term also you need to remember. So those ions which do not get discharged at the electrodes, they are usually called as spectator ions. Like in this case, hydroxyl ion, sulfate ion, they are spectator ions. Spectator means one who watches the match, cricket match. When you go to watch the cricket match, then you are considered to be the spectator. Okay, you do not participate, okay, in the match, but you simply watch. So these 2 ions simply watch what is going on. Okay, they do not have any work to do. Okay, so that is why they are called as the spectator ions. So this is about electrolysis copper sulfate solution. Let us keep up to here, students. Thank you very much.